Hi everybody.
Hi, guys,
My name is Cass,
and I'm Asmodai.
and we have some very important issues we would like to speak about today and kind of explain why we haven't been posting or why it'll be a bit until we do start posting again.
Yeah, we do plan to keep on posting, but we just wanted to let you guys in on what's going on.
Yeah.
Would you
Um
like to go first, Cass?
yeah, I can I can go first. And I don't mean to laugh like about the situation or anything, but I'm a very anxious person and I tend to laugh at very anxious topics.
You got this.
But so basically, okay. Well, I'm going to start with something lighthearted. I went on vacation for like 3 days. Um so that's another reason why we haven't been posting was cuz I was not at home. Um and while I was at home some stuff happened in the world, some very serious stuff. A black man named George Floyd was killed by a police officer, and now people are rioting and protesting and just burning shit down. So, um, I've also been attending protests too. That's another reason why I haven't been or we haven't been uploading or we haven't just been on social or we've been on social media posting about the matters that have been happening, but we just have been like haven't been
Wait,
recording.
yeah, haven't been putting anything out lately.
Yeah, I don't really have with everything that's happening with going to protests and stuff like that. I don't have the mental energy to do both right now, because I'm putting so much into going out and trying to change the world.
Yeah.
And being at home and playing video games is kind of like yeah, might be a good coping mechanism or whatever, but I would rather be out and fighting if I can do that. So,
Yeah.
um sorry, I wrote a speech and I'm trying to figure out what I should and shouldn't say.
No problem, man.
um Basically on this channel, if you have an issue with this, you don't have to watch us, but we do support Black Lives Matter. Um we support the movement. I don't want to speak for Mo on this part, but I support the rioting happening, I support the protesting happening, I support all of it that's happening. I am very much against police officers using their power to get away with all of the injustice that they've done in this world. They've killed a lot of black people. They've killed a lot of people of color in general. They harass queer people. They're just not good people, in my opinion. They've proven time and time again that they're not good people, but I feel that if you are white, you should use your privilege to help out people of color as much as possible. You shouldn't speak over them. Do not speak over them. This is their time to speak out and talk about it, but you cannot be silent. You cannot let your friends be racist. You cannot let police officers harass people of color. If you see someone pulled over who's a person of color, film it. Try to get it like so the cops are uncomfortable so they don't do anything. Um, if you are at a protest and a person of color or a queer person is being arrested, do not let them get arrested alone. Um, because they bad things can happen to them. Um, but cops need to be held accountable for their actions. You need to just film them as much as possible, especially at the protests, especially if you're rioting. Um, please be safe if you're doing that too. Please have write people's phone numbers down on your arms. Please have the proper gear, whatever. Do not go to these protests not prepared. Like, tell people where you're going. Tell people when you think you'll be back. So constantly check in with your friends. film the cops as much as possible because they don't want getting out what they're doing. Um, yeah, that's pretty much. I also support ACAB too. I'm not afraid to say that. I've always thought cops are bastards and I do not like them. I've never had a good experience with a cop myself ever. um I've been harassed by them. I know countless of other people who've been harassed by them, who've been refused help just because they're gay, uh, who've been harassed because of their skin color, whatever, like all of that. And it's just something they need to be held accountable, and that's pretty much what I have to say about it. I'm just done with the way police are treating people in the world. um, and I think that's about it.
Thank you, Cass.
Yeah, no problem. I didn't cuss nearly as much as I had when I wrote down in my speech. I cussed like 5 times because I'm just so fucking mad at what's
I got the rough
happening.
draft.
Yeah,
Uh,
Mo read what I wrote down, and I'm just like,
Support us on Patreon for Cass's rough draft.
yeah. If you want to see the rough draft, support us on Patreon. Like, comment, subscribe.
Okay. We make jokes because it helps us deal with tense situations.
Yeah, yeah, it does.
Yeah, that's one other thing. In this time and in all other times, be nice to each other. Um, People might be acting strange out of a weird coping mechanism. Just check on people and be nice to people, and we can all get through this together.
Yeah, make sure if your friends are going to protest, make sure you check in on them, especially because it's dangerous. Make sure they're still alive. Make sure they're not arrested. Make sure they're okay. Um,
Yeah.
and all that.
All right. Can I do a little my spiel?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Hey guys. Um, I know it's been a bit. A lot has changed in a very short amount of time. Uh, it all went kind of downhill really quickly.
Yeah, it did.
We do have videos set up for you guys, but we just want to acknowledge what's happening in the world today. Um, I also wrote something down, and I'm also perusing it.
That's valid.
Basically, what I want to say is, I also agree with the riots and the protests that are going on. Want to help. Uh, I want to help Black Lives Matter and people of color in general tell their stories about police brutality, because it's a problem that we don't talk about very often in this country. We don't talk about it in the way it needs to be talked about. People in this country are tired. They're tired of being killed. They're tired of nobody standing up for what's right. I'm tired of being told that this is normal and that if you just follow the law, then nothing bad will happen to you, and that's not true. And that's what we want to do as part of our channel, is to take a serious look at what's happening in the world, because we also want this to be a healing channel, and part of healing from anything is you have to look at it, and you have to look at it for what it is. And right now people are being murdered by the police. They're murdered for going on jogs in the morning. They're being murdered for being suspected of crimes, not even really being involved in crimes directly.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just based on the way they look. I believe the Department of Justice needs to be reformed. Police need to be completely retrained in how they deal with civilians. I think more power needs to go to community oversight rather than to militarized police methods of doing things. I don't feel like this country is very safe right now, and I don't think anyone should feel that way. Because if you can be pinned down and assaulted for just walking around outside just because of the way you look, that's not a good thing. We need to stop that. Everybody deserves to be safe as they're going about their life.
Hmm.
I'm starting to ramble now too. Let's see. I have something here. So I I guess I'll admit this because I've been feeling guilty about it. I haven't gone to any physical protests. Um, where I am at currently, I believe it's a little too dangerous, and I know it's dangerous for anybody to do it, but what I have been doing is sharing resources and stuff online, uh, researching policies online, supporting good campaigns that are trying to end police brutality in America. A really good one is Campaign Zero. It's going around right now. Uh, I've also been supporting the Minneapolis, or the, I believe it's called the Minnesota Freedom Fund, and it's part of what it does is it helps people who are arrested for things like this get bail. And I know that not everybody can give monetary donations, and if you can't, then just give your platforms, give your time, give your ear and compassion and your support for everybody in this time. And like Cass said, this isn't a time for a lot of white people to be talking. This is a time for us to turn towards the communities we've been ignoring and let them talk as much as they want.
Yeah, and
So we
listen
can
to what they have to say.
and air this out, and we want to start healing this country.
Hmm. Also, I am going to add something really fast before I forget, but another thing that Mo did was I told them I was going to go to protests and stuff like that, and they said that I could write their number down and that they would help bail me out if it came to it. So they're doing what they can in their power to help out their friends and stuff like that.
Yeah, like I'll definitely bail people out if they're going to jail for protesting.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of awesome. But yeah, and I'm looking out for ways to support cities that are going through protests right now, and I know this I want to add something quick too, just because I want people to think about it. I know that a lot of people right now don't really believe in the way our voting system is set up, and I don't either. There's a lot of problems with it, but I have been following my local politics a lot more closely just because I think we should all try and be a little bit more aware of who's trying to lead our cities, our states, and the country as a whole. Um, and one of the things that's been happening lately, at least in my world, is that as time goes on, we're getting our ballots at home through the mail, and we can sit there on our phones and on our computers and research these issues and actually make decisions. It's not some weird claustrophobic box where you have to pick something and you don't even know what you're even reading. You're like, it's a bunch of numbers. You don't even know what you're voting on. But now that we have this option where we can make an informed decisions, I think we all should pay a little closer attention if we can and pick people who believe in compassion for all people, no matter what, no matter the circumstance. It doesn't matter. Uh, and if you don't believe in voting and don't partake in voting, that's fine. Just find another way to help
Hmm.
that works with you and helps the world. I'm not. I think I totally went off on my original point, so I think that's what I wanted to say. Is we want to use this channel for good, or platform responsibly. If I had to create my own little handle.
Yeah. We definitely want to advocate for as many things that we believe in and want to be there for people when they feel like they don't have anybody, especially in a time like this. Like, if you need to reach out to us and stuff like that, because right now is a really scary time, you can comment down below and we always respond to people. So,
Yeah, we'll respond to you guys. We can listen to what you guys have to say. We can
mhm,
try and make the world seem a little less confusing.
yeah. And we also, like, what was I gonna say? Hold on. um, we also wanna, we don't wanna, like, I don't want people to think we're brainwashing them either. Like, form your own opinions, but if you don't believe in Black Lives Matter, you're a pretty shitty human being. I'm just,
You're probably not gonna like this channel.
yeah, I'm just gonna say that. Like, we try not to get too political on here because, well, I didn't really want to get very political on our channel because I just wanted it to be a channel where we have fun and, like, we just get high and we just share stories and stuff like that. Like, I wanted to be a channel where, like, you could talk about your mental health and stuff like that, but, like, I just didn't want to get super political. But when it comes to killing people of color for no fucking reason, other than their skin color, I am gonna advocate for that on my channel as much as possible.
Yeah, I also at first was like maybe it shouldn't be a political channel, but as time kept going on and what we've been going through with COVID-19 and all of this, is that if you have a platform where anyone's paying attention, um, I want to use it to point out things in the world that we could fix as people, because we really can. We can fix really amazing things, sometimes in a surprisingly short amount of time when we all come together.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that's what we want to do. Is I I believe I'm kind of in the mind space that I have to be political now because it's gone on for too long. Nobody's been listening. Nobody's been standing up for what's right. And now probably all my social media outlets will probably be a little political, at least always.
Yeah, because I've always, like, even before, I don't know, for a very long time I've been for ACAB. Like, I've always said ACAB and stuff. Like, I remember in college I was even like, fuck cops, I hate cops, and like, fuck the government and stuff like that to Mo all the time. Um,
And I am actually a little less severe than Cass is. But even I started in college just to be like, you know what? No, I was raised around people that were like, no, we don't talk about stuff like this, or we don't argue about politics with people. And when I got to college and was around people like Cass, I was just like, oh no, 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 this isn't okay.
yeah,
And I don't care that it makes people mad. Like, this isn't okay and it needs to get fixed. And right now, the only opposition that I'm hearing from people that I know are reasonable people is they keep fucking saying this isn't the right way to go about things. And I'm just like, well, do you have any ideas? Because so far we haven't gotten much from you. And all of these protests have started out peacefully, I believe. I don't think
yeah,
any one of these protests has started guns blazing.
yeah. No,
Except, you know, the ones where, you know, people were demanding city halls to open.
yeah, yeah. Um,
That's a different story.
that's that's another issue that we have. Um, but all these protests started out peacefully, but it was either undercover cops, fucking cops, who started it, or like it started inciting violence and shit like that, or it was just cops in general starting to throw tear gas and everything because people were being peaceful and they didn't like it. They don't like people gathering and protesting against something because it's against them. Like, people don't like cops right now. And a lot more people that I've noticed on my friends list, like, in, or like, a lot more people that I've noticed, like a lot more of my friends and stuff, have been getting fed up with cops and have started joining the ACAB movement.
It's just, I want to, yeah, I hope that this channel is a place where we can all start widening our horizons and look at what needs to get done in the world and how we can stop suffering just all
Hmm.
the time.
Yeah.
And it's an interesting time now because a lot of different types of people can get into government now. This election, this year leading up to this huge election, I've seen more people of color and women of color getting into politics, and it's so great. And I know it'll just continue to get better, and eventually we'll have enough representation for the indigenous people in this country and enough queer people. And once everybody feels like they are heard and safe, I will be very surprised what we can't get done here.
Yeah. And I want to add something. People, Black Lives Matter especially, has been trying to advocate peacefully for years and no one has listened to them. They tried kneeling and people got mad about that. They tried peaceful protesting and no one has been listening. So that's why people are rioting. They're sick of not being listened and I don't blame them. I would be pretty sick of it too. So, which is
Crazy world.
why people are turning to violence right now because they just want to be heard, which makes sense to me.
And I think we just want to be there to help rebuild whatever's there after all this is over.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Uh,
Heavy tea.
heavy tea.
So much tea spilled. I feel like we're two cats just knocking over teacups on a counter.
Right. Um, I've yawn. Did you have any more to add, Mo?
Hmm. Um, we do appreciate any and all support given to this channel. We has been a bit of a drop off since the world has gone a little crazy, but we're still here. We're still making stuff. Hmm. I don't know. We just. Do you have anything else?
Um, we'll have more content here shortly because we do have videos that we filmed. I just need to edit it. I just don't have the energy right now because I've been protesting. But I will hopefully once things, if things calm down. I don't know if things will calm down anytime soon, but once things get a little bit more calm or I feel like I need a break from protesting because protesting is very exhausting, I can start editing and stuff like that when I have more time and more energy.
It'll happen.
Yeah,
We're not in the same boat, but we're in the same storm, and we should help as many boats as possible.
yeah. Um, I feel like I had another thing I wanted to add. Hold on.
Oh, you wanted to. Didn't I want you to talk about the burning houses metaphor?
Oh, yeah. The reason why. Okay. So, a lot of people, when you say Black Lives Matter, say All Lives Matter, which.
Don't.
Yeah, do not do that. You're taking away from the Black Lives Matter movement, which Black Lives Matter has never said all lives don't matter. That's not the issue here. All lives do matter. The issue is if a house is on fire, firefighters aren't going to go douse the other houses that aren't on fire first. They're going to go save the house that's on fire. They're not going to preemptively go and like spray all the houses with water. They're going to go to the house that's on fire first. And right now, people of color are the house that are on fire. Like their lives are at stake right now and they need to be heard. And that's why we say Black Lives Matter because they're not being heard, they're not being seen, none of that. People, there's still people who genuinely believe that Black lives don't matter. There's so many racist people out there and we need to fight for them. And so when you say all lives matter, you're taking away from the Black Lives Matter movement because you're not acknowledging that they are more important right now because they are.
Yeah, it's like you didn't find the magical answer that we're all looking for. We already knew that all lives are important. The problem is that not all lives are being treated as important.
Yeah.
And that's why we want to put emphasis on Black lives at the moment. And if it's not Black lives, it should be Indigenous lives. It should be missing and murdered women. It should be queer people. It should be abused youths. we need to. There's a lot.
Yeah.
There's a list. We can start. We have to start somewhere, and the easiest is at the top. And right
Yeah.
now, there's a house on fire.
Yep. There is a
And
house on fire.
paying attention to other people's suffering does not detract from. It does not detract from you because this isn't about you.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't detract from other things in the world. It just we want to bring attention to this because it's important, not because
Yeah.
we're trying to distract anybody.
Yeah. And we do acknowledge there's a lot. There's, like Mo said, there's a list of things wrong with the world right now, but we need to focus on this one right now.
Right? Yeah, it's a dirty, dirty laundry list, but we will get through it.
Yeah. Yeah, we will. Together we will. Hopefully, this is a start to getting things fixed.
Yeah, and hopefully it doesn't stop.
Yeah. Hopefully, we don't all get killed.
Huh. Be safe if you are protesting. We support you if you were protesting in these times.
Yeah. Please, please, please be safe. And if you are white, do not let people of color get arrested alone or dealt with the cops alone or anything like that. Please film them. Please help them out as much as possible. And if you are protesting, write someone's number down on your arm or write it in multiple locations actually just in case it comes off. But write the number down somewhere on your body, like everywhere, so that way if you go to jail, you can call them and make sure if you do have a lawyer, make sure that the number is the lawyer's number so you can get legal help as soon as possible.
Cass, before they went to the last protest, they called me and we went over their rights as a protester. And so maybe go over your rights real quick. Just remember what you can say to protect yourself and what you're allowed to be doing.
Yeah, and you have the right to ask if they are arresting you, you have the right to ask if you are being arrested. And you have the right to ask if you are being detained. And if they tell you you're being arrested and they tell you you're being detained, do not say anything else to them. Cops are not your friend. They will say they're trying to help you and that they're your friend. They are not your friend. Do not say anything to them. Immediately get legal help and talk to the person who is helping you legally and talk to them about it and then they will help you out.
Yeah, good tips to live by from Cass.
I'm very adamant about being like, do not give cops information because they will use it against you.
Uh,
But I think I've said everything that I've needed to say. I'm sure I've left something out, but pretty much I support the rioting, I support the protesting, I support all of it. Like I said, um, do not be racist on our channel,
uh,
please.
please, we ask you.
If you don't agree with what we have to say, just don't watch our video. It's that easy. You don't need to freak out about it.
If you want to talk to us, and maybe even if it gets a little heated, just ask to talk to us privately. We don't need to broadcast our argument to the world. We can talk well, like real people to each other.
Yeah. You can ask us questions too in the comments if you have questions about like what we feel and stuff if we didn't address it or whatever.
Yeah, we support open communication. We don't necessarily want to squash all who disagree with us. We just if you're going to disagree, do it constructively, please.
Yeah. Um we sorry, I'm a bit high. Fuck. Oh yeah,
Just
if you have stories you want to share with us, like if you've been treated awfully by a cop or whatever, or you have protest stories, or you just have things you want to share with us, like how you're feeling during this time, whatever it may be, you can comment below and we will respond to you and listen to you.
If you have any like stories from the 60s and 70s about family members of yours who are protesters, I'd love to hear some vintage protest stories right now.
Yeah, that too.
Um, just it's a time of revolution, and that means it's a time of change. It'll be good and bad, and hopefully it'll be more good than bad later.
Yeah, hopefully. Um, yeah, I think we've pretty much said the things we've needed to say. This video is getting a bit long.
Yeah, we love you guys.
Yeah, we love you. Please stay safe again. Like, look up protesting tips. People are sharing a bunch on the internet. Remember your rights as a person and do not tell the cops anything.
And if you are protesting, if at all possible, still try and maintain some level of protection for yourself. For it's still COVID going on right now. Masks are already important for protests, but also remember that there's a virus.
Yeah, definitely wear a mask, use hand sanitizer, wash your hands.
Yeah, if you do go in groups, I definitely recommend going in groups, but if you
Hmm.
do, kind of, you know, leave room for the spirit of cleanliness.
Yeah, definitely try to stay 6 feet apart from people you're not with if you can.
Yeah, let's keep everybody safe.
Hmm. Um, if you are protesting, we have your back 100%. Just please be careful.
Yeah.
That's all we ask.
we we love you guys.
Yep, we love you guys. Stay safe out there. Bye
Bye
everybody.
everybody. We'll try this again next time.
Yeah, we'll hopefully we don't ramble as much when the next big thing happens. um but we hope you enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe. Again, share your stories below if you've had any like bad story or bad interactions with cops, if you had any like protest stories, how you're feeling during this time. Just you can comment it down below and we'll respond to you.
I recommend sharing, commenting, and just circulating as many black stories as you can find, about protests, about being a person of color in this country. Just help the stories be heard.
Yeah, we hope you all have a wonderful day, and I just hope this changes things, hopefully.
Here's hoping to for change.
Yeah. All right, bye everybody.
Bye bye.